The member for New Westminster, Burnaby.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I know the member is a student of history. He knows through the previous crises we've had strict laws against excess profits, strict laws against profiteering. And yet, in this pandemic, Canada's billionaires have added to their wealth by the tune of over $53 billion so far. Now, the papers that the government has distributed today indicate that what they intend to do eventually is to withdraw supports from people. But the PBO has said there's two alternatives. One is withdrawing supports, the other is increasing revenues. And yet, in this document, there's no wealth tax, there's no excess profits tax. The web giants who have made billions of dollars through this pandemic are not obliged to pay $1 of corporate tax. Would the member agree with us that what needs to happen is this government needs to take a strong stand against excess profits and put in place on the revenue side the kinds of things that would make a difference so that people can get the supports that they so desperately need?
Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I know my friend from New Westminster, Burnaby, is addressing questions to the Leader of the Conservative Party. I'm the wrong person to suggest we need to raise taxes to, Mr. Speaker. In fact, we need to probably provide some relief to small businesses, seniors who are struggling. The problem is, and that member finds it every day in question period, there are 4 parties on the extreme left of the political spectrum in Canada right now. His declining party, the Liberal government, the Green Party, and the Bloc, all on the far left. There's only one party in the center-right, la gauche radicale.
The radical left.
Party, Mr. Speaker, in the center-right, fighting for working Canadians. I'd invite that union members in his riding, take a look at the only party that supports building things in Canada, supports getting our energy and our resources to market, Mr. Speaker. And when it comes to some of the corporate excesses, Mr. Speaker, I've been calling out that too, but I prefer caveat emptor, Mr. Speaker. Buyer beware. We should look at what grocery chains are squeezing suppliers when that's one of the only sectors that have seen record profits amid a pandemic. I think Canadians want to support small local businesses, suppliers that respect local farmers, local producers, aren't squeezing them, Mr. Speaker. So we don't apply big government, but we will call out, particularly in a time of crisis, what we think is not appropriate corporate conduct. And I'm very proud of our Shadow Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Speaker. After her efforts, we suddenly see this government respond, both on the grocery issue and my colleagues from across Quebec on the compensation for our farmers, Mr. Speaker, promised years ago and held up. So not only are we opposing as the official opposition, Mr. Speaker, we're proposing to get Canada back on track and build our country back stronger.
Questions and